Hey everybody, it's Dennis. Today we're going to talk about step 11. Step 11. Step 11 sought through prayer and meditation to improve our daily contact with God as we understood Him. I think this is a super important step, and it is one of the few or only steps that I think can be done out of order. There's no reason why anyone who just first starts, maybe even still drinking, can start with this. It doesn't matter because you're going to start out not as good as the way you end up. Your prayers will change as you get older, as you do this more in your daily life. And so will your ability to meditate. If you do try to meditate, your practice in that will improve as well. So these are daily things that we suggest you do. More so the prayer than the meditation. Meditation, not everyone is up for that. But I'll tell you, this prayer is effortless. Well, not effortless. It should take some effort, but it is something that I do daily. I actually make time for myself to pray twice a day. First one is a little bit longer than the second one. So I do it every single day, the prayer. Meditation, I try to do it most days. And I'll tell you, meditation takes a little bit more practice to do it right, but it's okay if you do it wrong. It doesn't matter. So my prayers are my first prayer that I do in the morning is kind of long. It's probably about 15 minutes. It's the same thing mostly every day, but it's something that came from my heart that I put together. It's not a rote prayer that I adopted. And then I do a shorter one before I go to bed, just, saying thank you, God, for another day of sobriety. And then I will meditate. So my daily routine goes out like this: prayer, then workout, do some physical exercise, meditate, and then work my regular job. And I work from home, so my routine isn't a bad one. It's a pretty nice one to have. But I do spend about 45 minutes alone in my thoughts, or trying to have no thoughts. For 45 minutes, I just lay there and I try to clear my mind. And usually my dog's right next to me, and she actually helps me clear my mind too. So I lay there, and to be honest, sometimes I doze off a little bit. Not a bad thing. It's okay. It just means that my mind is clear and I can sleep easy. But sometimes it's just really about getting my mind nice and rested and at peace with the world. And so that when I go to work, it's not like I'm ready to go to battle, but rather I'm just ready to do what I need to do and do it as best I can. Prayer and meditation, the point of it is to improve your conscious contact with God. And otherwise, there's not as much point to doing it. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There is some point in doing it even if you don't believe in God, because it does still help you clear your head. But being closer to God is really magnificent. And doing it daily does bring you closer to God, step by step, inch by inch. And so I do encourage you to do these two things as the best you can do it. There are people that probably, I'm sure they do a lot better job of prayer and meditation than I do. And my prayers are kind of sometimes a little clunky or whatever, but they are, I ask God for help, and I ask him to accept my gratitude for all that he does for me. And I sometimes pray for other people. Actually, I pray a lot for other people. I pray for the innocents. I try to pray not so much about me, give me stuff. God is not Santa Claus, but rather I do try to improve my daily interactions with other people and ask God to help me with that. So prayer is super important. Meditation clears my head. Meditation is not something that everybody's going to get really perfect at, right off. It does take some time, and sometimes when my mind is cluttered with things, it is harder for me to find that peace. But it's actually more important on those days too to try. And if you ever see, sometimes you'll even see a step 11 meeting. And there used to be a step 11 meeting. It might even still be there, but I don't think it is. But that would meet. And they would just go into a dark room with a candle. And there'd just be a candle. And when everybody was done, they'd say maybe a reading, something to get us started. Everybody started in the right way of thinking. But then they would just be sitting there for 45 minutes in the dark with the candle. And that's how they would start their day. It would be a morning thing. So prayer and meditation, super important, super good, super great. I really would appreciate some comments on this one, because everybody does things differently and has different successes in their prayer and meditation. So there it is, step 11, and I hope you all having a great day.